Okay, hey Periscope, how's it going? It's getting kind of late here. It's actually really dark outside right now. And what I've been frustrated with in the world of women in finance and careers and salaries and pay gaps and all of that is this idea that we have two options if we want to be parents, which are either to lean into our career, have full-time nannies, and do the Sheryl Sandberg, or to opt out completely, like lots of our moms and grandmas probably did, give up huge chunks of their career, give up their earning potential, and then if they get divorced, like my mom did and lots of other people's moms did that I know, you're really at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage because you gave up not just the money that you earned during the time you took out to have kids, you also gave up all of those cost of living raises that happened while you were gone, all of the potential for promotions while you were gone, the potential to work on amazing projects that might have put you in contact with future employers. There are just so many things that women miss out on during that time when they take off of work that has never really been a consideration for men. And obviously the reason this wasn't a consideration for men was they were the ones working and we were the ones at home having babies. The thing is, this is changing so much. I mean, there are actually more women graduating college now than men, and yet there's this sort of drop-off, this cliff that happens during the career path of women, that the fact that there are more of us going to college and getting higher educations and becoming more specifically educated for certain tracks than men is not translating into CEO level jobs, politicians, Supreme Court judges. Yes, there are a few women now, but compared to how many men there have been overall, obviously there is something that's stopping us from getting there. And I think it's the fact that so far, up until just recently, the main options have been either to totally opt out or to be one of the few women who have the support of their partner and the wherewithal to hire full-time help to make it possible to go back. Either that or they are okay with not seeing their kids, or maybe they're not okay with not seeing their kids, but they see it as their only option to really create the life that they want. So that really frustrates me. The thing is, I feel like now with technology, with people being able to work from anywhere in the world and perform a lot of jobs, a lot of knowledge work, a lot of work that requires a lot of know-how, skills, education, thoughtfulness, communication, lots of things that a lot of us have from being educated, we can work from home while having those kids. So I see the third option to all of this is freelancing, entrepreneurship, and small business ownership. So that's what I see as the solution. The problem is we have these two choices so far that men have never had to take. Men have never had to say, do I stay at home with my kids and sacrifice my career, or do I go back to work? It just wasn't part of the equation. So my issue with it is that it is our thing to tackle, and I feel like this generation, our generation, is tackling it by working from home a lot more than any other generation has before. More women are starting small businesses and are registering LLCs than ever before, anytime ever. And I think that's really fantastic. But there are some pitfalls to look out for. There are some things that we need to talk about still. So I would love to hear from you, those of you on here. I see I have 11 people, it says down here in my little side. What do you guys do? Do you guys work from home? Are you small business owners, entrepreneurs? Are you struggling with these kind of things? Are you a mom? Maybe you're not a mom and don't feel the same pressure that other parents feel in terms of this cliff, this date, when you either have to leave a 6-week-old infant with basically a stranger, or in childcare when they haven't even had their shots yet. These are some big choices that women have to make right around the time we usually have to go back to work. And especially because we don't have decent protections for maternity leave in the U.S., you're kind of lucky if you get 6 weeks of partial paid or unpaid leave. Nobody has to pay us while we are off having our babies. And then the other real issue I see with this is some of us don't really even get to make that choice. If you have a child that has special needs, high medical needs, and immediately is in the ICU for weeks at a time, or if you had your health seriously compromised, oh no, I'm getting low battery on my phone. If you had your health seriously compromised while you were pregnant and giving birth, it may not be an option for you to go back to that job that you had before. You may have used up all of your time off during the pregnancy, if it was a difficult pregnancy, or during those first few weeks where you have to stay in the hospital with your brand new child. So if that's the case, you may not have the option to lean in. Your only option may be to opt out of your old career. So things you can think about if you are a woman coming up to this stage in life and thinking about what's going to happen when you have kids. I read this fantastic book called The Feminist Mistake Obviously, it's a play on the feminist mystique. I really enjoyed this book a lot. It's written by a woman whose mother did have a career, but part of the reason she did it was her mother, when she was divorced, had never had a career and never went back to work and ended up needing to be supported by her daughter. So she really gave a lot of thought to the value of the education that a lot of women get before getting married and what happens to those skills and knowledge and potential for earning money when you take that time off. And she had some great ideas about making connections, maintaining connections, doing volunteer work. I actually think now that we have so much possibility through the internet that we can continue to do a lot of work and maintain a lot of connections even while taking time off if that's necessary. So I totally recommend that book. I'm kind of trying to think through the beginnings of a cold here, but yeah, I would love to hear what other people think. I've noticed my numbers dropping off a little and it's getting pretty late, so I may just log off here and give it some more thought. I would love to hop on again at some point and have a discussion with people. Maybe this is a good topic for a blab where we can kind of have a back and forth on what everyone thinks is the next step for women overall. I'm not just any one of us individually, but I see this as a trend. Women starting businesses from home while they're taking time off to care for their kids and trying to make that into their new lives. And I think that's fantastic. So thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you all later.